And this is another video of the kind of series. Sorry, but I have taken about a month to do another video, but I've kind of forgotten about the series. So I'm going to be doing demonstrations of clean and dirty overtakes, alright? With some, like, cars. So, because I like the colour yellow, I'm going to be a little yellow car. Any yellow cars are going to be an example of me. So, yeah. And any other non-yellow cars are other drivers that potentially have been dirty. So, yeah. I'm just going to grab some cars to use as demonstration people, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, this is going to be a simple hairpin turn. And it's got a straight here. And, yeah. As you can see, this is the track, and then let me move my map first because this is going to kind of get in the way. So, yeah. This is a simple track, which, yeah. So, here's me going into the turn. Here's someone else, which from their point of view they are completely alongside. If you look at the position, they are not alongside. To understand, right, for context, right, I'm going to play a little game with you, alright? So, down below, comment number 1 or number 2. What the game is you need to spot which one is alongside in racing. So number 1, example number 1. Alright, I've shown you enough. Example number 2. Alright, so now, anyway, put your answers in the comments now. I'll give you about 10 seconds to do so. Okay, now let's get into the video. Also, if you would like me to do more of these interactive games so viewers can kind of engage with me more, then please let me know, because at this point, I'm just trying to get lots of subscribers, to be honest. Because I'm sure you would know by now, I'm quite into motorsport, and I'm quite into gaming as well, so yeah. Anyway, back to the lesson. Examples of clean and unclean overtakes. So, James is in a public session with 6 other drivers. And, no, me and my friends, let's say, I'm in a public session with me and 2 of my friends. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4 other drivers which we are racing against. I am this car. My friends are the other 2 yellow cars. For context, this is one of the other drivers, just so you know. And yeah, so we're kind of all in similar positions here. I'm here, 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 and here. We are all approaching the turn. and we're ever so close to each other. We're all scrambled up. But look at the amount of width there is for the corner. Surely we should all be able to go pretty much side by side. But yeah, now we're here. This guy is deciding to go for a dive bomb down me when he's like there. So he goes round, I go round. That is a very unclean overtake because he was clearly not alongside and he went through a space that never existed. And then let's eliminate him now. Let's say I'm right on the inside, so I'm leaving this guy as much space as I physically possibly can. But he decides to just completely kind of turn in on me, which then causes me to end up going like that. It would be Grey's fault because Grey, look at the amount of space. There is enough space for me to be right on the inside by braking earlier, and he to be slightly around my outside, and for him to be there as well. He couldn't even leave more space like that, as you can see. So, but then someone would have to leave space. Now, I'm on the inside, so I'm probably going to get the widest exit. So he's going to have to kind of cut to the inside there, as you can see. So yeah. But now let's use an example. So one of my mates is really racing along here, and he's looking over his shoulder, and he can see that he's there, and he just decides to turn in. Who do you think was at fault? I'm gonna do this in slow motion. He's looking, he sees him, he turns in, he sees him right behind him, wheel to wheel, he turns in on his wheel, and boom, he ends up in the barrier. Who was at fault there, do you reckon? I'm going to call this Dragon Man, alright, and I'm going to call this, I don't know, Robot Person, I don't even know. So, yeah. Who do you think was at fault? Dragon Man or Yellow Car? Comment below. So, yeah. Anyway. Now I'm going to do another example on another short corner. So, this is kind of like a sharper corner, because it's just generally a sharper corner, pretty much. Obvious answer. Anyway, so this is a tighter corner now, so there really isn't much space for overtaking whatsoever. This is one of the scariest turns. This is on a track that this turn is very scary to do any overtakes on, to be quite honest, because as you can easily just smash into the back of someone if you misjudge your braking, even by the slightest bit, because of how tight the corner is. So you need to have your eyes peeled all the time, constantly, eyes peeled all the time. So this session consists of, let's say, 6 different people. I am this guy, and yeah, I'm currently in 3rd place, for example, and yeah, I'm currently in a battle with someone else, which he is currently on my outside on the straight, but he is going to be on my inside for this corner and then for the next corner. So I've got to think of a way to defend my position. And yeah, there's two other guys which are kind of almost in the battle, but not really, because they're about like 6 tenths, maybe about a second behind at that point. So at this point, second and first are like well long gone. They've got the fastest laps by at least a second by now, for example, and I'm really just racing with him. And he's looking for a move, but he is a clean driver himself, so he doesn't go for a move here because he wasn't able to get the long side enough. So go a bit wide because of the pressure. But now, let's say these two guys, Gray at this point, right, he has been stuck in last place for 90% of the session and he just wants to get a move. So he decides he's going to go for the most risky dive bomb ever. He loses a few tenths through this section because there's a slight wobble on the exit of that hairpin. So then he goes boom. No, he goes like bang. And he smacks that guy right into the barrier. And then he gets red flagged and he gets sent off. That was probably one of the worst dive bombs ever. So actually, I'm going to make sure you can see the cars here first, because I'm not sure if you can. And I do apologise. Yeah, you can see the cars there, as you can see. So yeah. And now I'm going to make this turn a turn like that as well. So yeah. I'm going to go ahead and make this another sort of hairpin. So yeah. So now let's say and then this, and let's say there's a slight bit of food on my desk, which yeah, I need to clean up, but that's going to be the limit. That is going to kind of be the max track limits here, because I'm going to kind of tighten this a bit. As you can see there. I'm going to just make it slightly wider there. But yeah. Now, I'm going to do a 1v1 situation. I am the same person, and I'm up against Dragonhead here. I've had some scary battles with him in the past, so I'm currently ahead of him. So I looked here, and I looked over on the shoulder there, see he was a few tenths behind, lost a bit of time there. There was a slight bit of contact there, but then and that is a barrier, by the way, because no karting track is going to be that wide for reference. In fact, I'm going to make this wider here, kind of, as you can see. So yeah, right now I'm really racing around, and right now, as you can see, I'm pinned to the I'm pinned to the inside for here, but I'm pinned for the outside on the hairpin, and I'm gaining. I'm literally just a car length ahead now, so he's gonna have to make a risky move. He is somewhat alongside. He's not. When you're kind of like when you're like a car length behind, you're not alongside. But as you can see, he is right on my tail, and I thought he was a lot closer, so I kind of leave him a bit of space, and that kind of just allows him to get a move done. But however, I could potentially regain it back if he gets a poor exit out of that turn. So, and it is the final lap, so my battle chance of beating him is not over yet, because there's still about 15 seconds left of racing. And yeah, these guys just finishing their little race, as you can see. They've just crossed the finish line. So now I'm looking for a move. He's a bit wide there. He's a bit wide. There's space for me to get the move done. I go for a move. There's a bit of contact on the exit. But now it's a drag race to the line. Will I be able to maintain my lead? This pen is going to be the finish line marker. And I go wide on it, oh my god! And he beats me to the line. Now, that was probably an example of clean and fair driving. But, if I just decided, but I was so desperate to win, that I decided just to kind of deliberately brake check him, and trying to make him look like he punted me to get him like a penalty or something, to get him flagged. That would have been bad, because from my GoPro view, he would have probably heard me braking rapidly, and he might not have a GoPro, but he might have a GoPro and he might suddenly smack into me, right? Now, it might be to a point where you might not really, you kind of have to brake but really just lift off of that corner. So, yeah. But yeah, anyway, this is 18 minutes into the lesson, so what I want to explain to you in this video is, what I want you to have learnt by this video is examples of what clean and dirty overtakes and movers are. To know when you're alongside to do a clean overtake, when you are not alongside. So if you go for an overtake, it will be a dirty move, and you could potentially get flagged for it in a rental car. So yeah. But it's not just being alongside as well. Like, there might be, for example, an outdoor go-kart track where there's quite a few kind of shortcuts to the track, and there might also be some concrete parts which are using too much, which is exceeding track limits, because they decided to use concrete because it was cheaper instead of having to plant all the grass and stuff, for example. And let's say, for example, there's this corner, right, which the turn has got a place there where you can kind of cut it. Let's say, for example, right? And, you know, the corner kind of twists round like this. It's kind of like a sort of, it's like a hairpin, but it's not as sharp. So you can kind of take a wider line like that and go like that. And what some people tend to do is go like that, and it kind of works. It's about the same as well. There's not really much difference to it at all. The only difference with the second one is people can overtake you easier because you enter wide and cut in tight, and you kind of enter tight and really grip as much as you can. But yeah, anyway, yeah, that's an example of a corner. And yeah, but here, because of it, there is a spot you can kind of gain an advantage on other drivers, and you can kind of slow down a little bit here, brake a lot more, and just easily gain about a second at least on them. Just from that, you're probably going to get penalised for that, or at least you should do. But because there might have not been marshals around at the time, because it's such a big track, sometimes marshals will run from one area to another side of a track for about a minute or two. They might miss you doing that. So at the end of a race, because there's like a 10-minute break, you can sense in your head when it was. Like you sense it's a 20-minute session, and you sensed it as around 9 minutes into the session he did that. So you go to like 8 minutes 30 seconds and you say, hey, there wasn't any marshals around at the time, but someone cut the track and I want to show you, because, you know, at that point he was like a second down on his lap. So, and he is one of the drivers who's on as fast, so he was about to set himself a personal best, or a personal best for that session, and it was just from that track cut, and you would have not been able to tell because it wasn't crazy. Like, for example, it wasn't a lap like 17 seconds when the world record is only 18.9. Because things like that, you're gonna need quicker rental carts for that, for a lap time back much quicker. So yeah. Anyway, guys, so yeah. Alright, so apps. So yeah. Basically, I'm gonna do I'm trying to think of what else to cover. I don't really think there's much I can cover. So yeah. I'm just going to do some more examples of dirty overtakes, so you know not what to do. So I'm going to set up a simple track, pretty much, just, yeah. So I go wide, I'm the yellow car, and then, so yeah, this guy is desperate for a move, and he's about that sort of distance behind me. So he's close to me, but he's not close enough to go for a move. So what he decides to do is that he risks pretty much, right here I start to brake a little bit, and then he just flies past me on my braking, or he doesn't fly past me, but when I turn in, he just manages to get in there. That is dirty. I'm going to do you, right? I'm going to do you an example of what actually happened to me in yesterday's social event at JGR Karting. So I'm a yellow car, right? I don't necessarily go wide, but I just get a poor exit. So he goes like that to me, causing me to get lapped by the police officer, which, if you were there or you've heard of it, so you might be wondering what I mean by police officer, because there's no police officers. Don't worry, I was not arrested and taken to a jail cell. What it is there's one of the marshals in the final session, which is a grid start, will start about a second behind everyone. So let's say there's 10 drivers, he will start about a second behind 10th position, and then we'll basically try to overtake as many people as they can. And if you get overtaken by him, you have to follow him into the pits, and there will be a piece of tape stuck onto your suit, and yeah, you have to go in the pits for a lap, yeah, because you're in prison. Like, for example, you're in GTA, your car might get impounded because you shot someone in GTA, for example. So yeah. Basically what happened is, I was just having a bit of fun and some idiot decided to ram me into the barriers for no reason. For no apparent reason. He had been doing some dirty driving as well. Or not dirty. It was, in a way, it was dirty because generally, right, he was just pushing me about. He was not really going for clean overtakes on me. Right? It wasn't anything that particularly bad. But at that point, I had lost it. The second I got off the cart, I slammed my gloves and my balaclava down in anger. I'm not even kidding you. I actually wanted to punch the guy. I'm not even joking. But because at the time I knew what his helmet looked like, there was multiple people with that helmet on. I'm not just going to go punching a random person, am I? No, I'm not. If it was an obvious guy like in a pink suit, right, I could say, what the was that move? What the was that? In a calm manner, because I wasn't trying to start anything. Someone said to me, it's a social event, don't start anything. I'm not even going to lie. I understood, but I was just peed off, man. I really was. Because whilst I'm just trying to have a bit of fun, he just comes and ruins it. Like, I'll admit, like, I've made some mistakes where I might not realise someone's there because I got a decent exit, but their car was just faster than me. So suddenly, they're on my outside, and I don't realise it, so I might accidentally steer to the left because that sometimes happens to me. So then I end up squeezing him or something like that, or I might go for a slight move, or I might, right, I'm going to show you an example of good sportsmanship, right? So there, someone's going for a move. I'm a yellow car. I'm behind someone at this point, and I'm close to him. I'm close. I sense he's probably going to go wide, so I think, so I'm going to go for it. Then I back off at the last second because I don't want to even think about sending them into the barriers by mistake. That is good sportsmanship. Ramming someone into the barriers, or not at full speed, but just ramming someone into the barriers on the exit is not good sportsmanship whatsoever. Right? So yeah, anyway guys, that's the end of the video now. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I hope you have learned stuff from this video as well. So peace out and bye.